Long before the darkness stirred, a prophecy whispered through the stones of Elarion. A child born of royal blood, marked by light, would awaken the sealed kingdom. But in shadows, envy grew. Varon, once brother to the king, let ambition drown his heart.
Elarion, once a realm of radiant wonder. A kingdom veiled in magic, hidden from mortal eyes. Guardians stood, watching the veil between worlds. In Elarion's heart, joy flowed like light, before shadows dared to dream. Elarion stood untouched by time, a crown of light upon the world. They knew what must be done, even if it broke their hearts to do it.
To protect both realms, I made the only choice I could.
He waited not for war's cry, but for King's signal. The shield of Elarion was already raised.
Varon, brother to the king, defied the balance and summoned the dark forces. As the guardians fell, the kingdom sealed itself behind time, awaiting the heir of light.
But darkness never yields quietly. Elarion's last stand began with silence. He turned our honor into ash. Steel clashed with shadow, light met ruin. In the end, even he stood shaken by the shadow he had become. He had watched kingdoms rise and fall, yet in her he saw the spark of a legacy reborn.
To protect her, the king and queen entrusted Elara to the human world. Raised by a kind healer in the mountain village, her past lay hidden, watched only by a silent white wolf and an old storyteller.
You are not alone, my light, not ever.
And in one last breath, she was sent beyond the veil. It waited, untouched by time, bound only to the bloodline. Beneath the sleeping mountain, life bloomed quietly, never knowing a kingdom's heir watched from its shadow. My little light, the world will see you shine. He called me Little Light before I ever knew what I was. I searched the winds for her voice, but only the trees remembered. Not all guardians are born from blood. Some find their way when the stars align.
You are not alone, my light, not ever.
The mark does not burn, it remembers, but even in silence, guardians watch. He was never truly alone. Eyes of the old world still watched, and some stories are born twice, once in truth, once in memory. She walked where dreams had led her, through echoes the forest never forgot. Something old stirred beneath my skin, though nothing showed. My little star, may the light find you always. She was never truly alone. The guardian always watched. She walked the forgotten path, drawn by echoes older than memory. I had no memory of this place, yet every stone knew who I was. The hand met the stone, and the path stirred away. Some doors are not opened by keys, but by destiny. If this is the path they feared, then it is the path I choose.
Bound by oath and magic, the guardians remained, waiting for the royal mark to return. Time could not break their vow, nor the prophecy they protect.
From the silence of ruin, Elarion breathed again. She walked not as a stranger, but as one remembered by the stone. In stone they stood, not to be worshipped, but remembered. Its path was carved in light and legacy, each step echoing 1,000 years of honor. They had watched the stars fall, and now they watched her rise. Even when buried by time, the truth still breathes. The chamber had waited in silence for the one born of both blood and loss. It had waited in silence, through years, through shadows, for the one who would return. This was never just a sword. It was a promise forged long before I was born. As she touched the hilt, the silence stirred. The sword was waiting. With heads bowed, they welcomed the one destiny that long whispered into legend. Her words were few, but her love was a world I could never leave behind. From beyond time, their love reached her still, etched in memory, in blood, in light. Goodbyes are not ending, only echoes carried into forever. She did not walk away. She walked forward, toward a fate written long before her birth. In her arms, the world felt safe, if only for a heartbeat. Goodbye, and thank you for every silent day you stood by me. And so the forgotten child walked into legend, not to vanish, but to return.
And so the light returned, not in thunder or fire, but in the quiet courage of a child once forgotten. If Elara's journey touched your heart, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps breathe life into stories yet untold. Thank you for walking this path with us.